Welcome to Super Rare Coins. Today, we're showcasing 6 of the most incredible coins that collectors dream of owning. From rare pennies and half pennies to 2-pence treasures, each coin has a story, a history, and a value that can shock even seasoned collectors. Some are decades old, some are surprisingly circulated, but all of them are extremely rare and highly valuable in today's market. Stick around as we reveal the hidden secrets, astonishing prices, and why these coins are worth thousands of dollars. You won't want to miss this. Top 1. The 2013 Elizabeth I penny. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary coin used in everyday transactions, but this specific coin is anything but ordinary despite being circulated. This coin has been graded as very fine, showing that it has been handled, but still retains most of its original detail and charm. The 2013 1 penny features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, a design that has been familiar to collectors and the general public for decades. The reverse carries the familiar design of the portcullis with chains, a symbol that has long been associated with the penny in British heritage. While these design elements are common across many pennies, it's the rarity and condition of this particular coin that make it so valuable. What sets this coin apart is its scarcity in the collector's market. Very fine, circulated coins from this year are not easily found, especially those that have maintained their detailed features without excessive, where collectors are always searching for coins that are well preserved, and a 2013 penny in very fine condition meets that demand perfectly. In today's auction market, this coin has achieved a remarkable value of $12,000. Yes, $12,000 for a single 1-penny coin. This price reflects its rarity, desirability, and the strong demand among collectors of British coinage and Elizabethan-era currency. Coins like this are often snapped up quickly when they appear at auctions, because serious collectors recognize their long-term investment potential. If you ever come across a 2013 Elizabeth I penny that looks better than usual, it's worth taking a closer look. Even circulated coins, if they retain their original features and show minimal damage, can surprise you with how valuable they have become over the years. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting out, finding a coin like this is a rare opportunity that should not be ignored. So next time you examine a seemingly ordinary penny, remember that hidden within its metal may lie a treasure worth thousands. Coins like the 2013 Elizabeth I penny remind us that history, rarity, and careful preservation can turn something as simple as a small copper coin into a valuable collector's item with significant financial and historical importance. Top 2. The 2010 Elizabeth I penny. At first, it may look like a standard penny that has passed through countless hands, but this particular coin, in very fine circulated condition, is a true gem in the world of numismatics. The 2010 1 penny features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, a design that has been recognized and cherished for decades. On the reverse, it displays the traditional portcullis with chains, a symbol that is deeply associated with British coinage and heritage. While the design is common across many pennies, what makes this coin exceptional is its condition and rarity in the collector's market. Being graded as very fine circulated means that although the coin has been used, it still retains most of its original detail. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, the lettering, and the intricate design on the reverse are all still clearly visible, showing minimal wear. Coins in this condition from 2010 are not commonly found, which makes them highly sought after by collectors who focus on modern British coinage and rare pennies. In today's auction market, this 2010 Elizabeth I penny in very fine circulated condition has an impressive value of $15,000. This astonishing value reflects its rarity, desirability, and the strong demand among collectors worldwide. Even though it may have circulated, the coin's preservation and large date make it a standout piece that attracts attention whenever it appears for sale. Collectors know that finding a penny like this is a rare opportunity. Coins from recent years that maintain their fine details are increasingly difficult to come by, and a 2010 penny in very fine condition is considered a treasure for both historical significance and investment potential. Serious collectors and investors alike are willing to pay premium prices for such coins, knowing that their value is likely to increase over time. If you ever come across a 2010 Elizabeth I penny that shows sharp detail and minimal wear, it's worth examining carefully. Even small differences in condition can dramatically impact a coin's value. And this coin is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary penny can be transformed into a valuable collector's item worth thousands of dollars. Top 3. The 1962 Elizabeth halfpenny. At first glance, it may seem like a simple coin from everyday circulation, but this particular halfpenny is an extraordinary find for collectors. Despite being circulated, it is in very fine condition, which means it shows some signs of use, but still retains nearly all of its original detail, making it highly valuable in today's market. The 1962 halfpenny features the classic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side. This iconic image has been familiar to collectors for decades and represents a significant period in British coinage. On the reverse side, the coin showcases the traditional design with the portcullis and chains, a symbol deeply associated with British heritage. While the design itself may appear common, it is the coin's age, rarity, and condition that set it apart from ordinary halfpennies. Being very fine circulated, this coin has clearly passed through many hands over the years, yet it still maintains most of its intricate details. The Queen's portrait remains sharp, the lettering is readable, and the reverse design is distinct and well-preserved. Coins from 1962 in this condition are rare, because many halfpennies from that era were heavily used or lost over time. In today's auction market, a 1962 Elizabeth halfpenny in very fine circulated condition commands an impressive value of $17,000. This high value reflects not only its scarcity, but also the strong demand among collectors of British coins and historical currency. Collectors are always searching for coins that are well-preserved and carry historical significance, and this halfpenny meets both criteria perfectly. Even though it is a circulated coin, its large date and excellent preservation make it highly sought after. Serious collectors recognize that coins like this are not only valuable today, but are also likely to increase in worth over time. Finding a 1962 halfpenny in very fine condition is a rare opportunity that coin enthusiasts do not want to miss. If you happen to come across a 1962 Elizabeth halfpenny that looks well preserved, it is worth taking a closer look. Coins that retain their original details despite circulation can surprise you with their value and historical importance. This halfpenny is a perfect example of how careful preservation and rarity can transform a simple coin into a collector's treasure worth thousands of dollars. Coins like the 1962 Elizabeth halfpenny remind us that history, scarcity, and condition all play a crucial role in the world of numismatics for collectors, investors, and enthusiasts. This coin represents both a piece of British history and an incredible opportunity in today's coin market, making it one of the most desirable halfpennies for serious collectors. Top 4. The 1959 Elizabeth halfpenny. At first glance, it may appear to be just an ordinary coin from circulation, but this particular piece holds immense value for collectors. Despite having surface damage and showing signs of circulation, it remains an incredibly sought-after coin in the numismatic market. The 1959 halfpenny features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, a design that has become iconic over decades of British coinage. On the reverse side, it showcases the traditional portcullis with chains, a symbol deeply tied to British heritage and currency. While these design elements are well known, What makes this coin truly special is its rarity, age, and historical significance. This coin has experienced circulation, which means it has been used in everyday transactions. It also shows some surface damage, which can occur over decades of handling. Despite this, the coin retains enough of its original detail to be recognized as highly valuable. The Queen's portrait remains discernible, the lettering is still readable, and the reverse design, although worn, maintains its historical charm. Coins from 1959 in this condition are incredibly rare because many half pennies from this era were lost, melted, or heavily worn beyond recognition. In today's auction market, a 1959 Elizabeth halfpenny with circulation and surface damage can reach a remarkable value of $19,000. This high value is a reflection of its scarcity, demand among collectors, and its significance as a historical piece of British currency. Serious collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins like this because they represent both a connection to history and a strong investment potential. Even with surface imperfections, the large date and preserved details make this coin highly desirable. Collectors understand that coins from the late 1950s that survive in any recognizable condition are increasingly rare. A 1959 halfpenny is a perfect example of how even a circulated coin with damage can become a prized possession, commanding impressive prices in auctions. If you ever come across a 1959 Elizabeth halfpenny, even with wear or surface damage, it is worth examining carefully. Coins like this demonstrate how historical significance and rarity can outweigh minor imperfections. What may seem like a simple circulated penny could actually be a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. Coins like the 1959 Elizabeth halfpenny remind us that numismatics is not just about perfection, but about history, rarity, and the story each coin carries. For collectors, enthusiasts, and investors, this coin represents a unique opportunity to own a piece of British history, and its remarkable auction value highlights just how prized such coins have become in the modern market. Top 5. The 1970 Elizabeth II Pence. At first, it may appear like any other circulated coin, but this particular piece holds remarkable value, even with surface damage and scratches, making it a true highlight in the numismatic world. The 1972 Pence features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, a design that has been familiar to collectors and the public for decades. On the reverse, it showcases the traditional design of the twin plume of the Prince of Wales, along with the coronet, which symbolizes the rich heritage and history associated with British coinage. While the design itself is well known, it is the coin's rarity, age, and preserved detail that set it apart. This coin has been circulated, meaning it has been used in everyday transactions, and it shows surface damage and scratches. Despite these imperfections, it retains enough detail to be considered highly valuable. The Queen's portrait, the lettering, and the reverse design are still clearly recognizable, which is why collectors prize coins like this one. Coins from 1970 in circulated condition with large dates are increasingly hard to find, and this rarity drives their significant value in today's market. In today's auction market, this 1970 Elizabeth II Pence, with circulation, surface damage, and scratches, can reach an impressive value of $10,000. This high value reflects both the scarcity of well-preserved examples and the strong demand among collectors who focus on British coinage. Even coins that have been used and show signs of wear can command significant prices when they are rare or historically significant. Collectors understand that coins from the 1970s, especially those with a large date, are becoming increasingly rare in any condition. A 1972 Pence, even with scratches and surface imperfections, is highly sought after because it represents a piece of British history that is not easily found today. Serious collectors and investors recognize the long-term value of such coins, making them prized pieces for auction. If you come across a 1970 Elizabeth II pence that appears well-preserved despite scratches or minor damage, it is definitely worth a closer look. Coins like this demonstrate that rarity, historical significance, and the story behind the coin can outweigh minor imperfections. What might seem like a simple circulated coin can actually be a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. Coins like the 1970 Elizabeth II pence remind us that numismatics is about more than just perfect condition. History, scarcity, and the journey of the coin all contribute to its value. For collectors, enthusiasts, and investors, this coin represents a unique opportunity to own a piece of British heritage, and its remarkable auction value highlights why even circulated coins with surface damage are highly prized in today's market. Top 6. The 1981 Elizabeth II pence. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary coin that has passed through countless hands, but this particular piece is anything but ordinary. Despite being circulated and showing scratches, it remains in fine condition, making it a highly sought-after coin among collectors and investors alike. The 1981 two pence features the classic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, a design that has been recognized and admired by collectors for decades. On the reverse, it displays the traditional design featuring the Prince of Wales's feathers and coronet, symbolizing a rich British heritage. While these designs are familiar and widely circulated, it is the coin's age, rarity, and preserved detail that make it exceptionally valuable. Being in fine circulated condition means that although the coin has seen regular use, it still retains most of its original features. The Queen's portrait is clearly visible, the lettering remains legible, and the reverse design shows intricate detail despite some scratches and surface wear. Coins from 1981 in this condition are rare, because many circulated coins from this period were heavily worn, damaged, or lost over time. In today's auction market, a 1981 Elizabeth II pence with fine circulation and scratches has an impressive value of $20,000. This astonishing value reflects not only its scarcity, but also the high demand among collectors of British coinage. Serious collectors understand that coins like this one are not just currency. They are historical artifacts that carry both financial and historical significance. Even with scratches and signs of circulation, the large date and preserved details make this coin highly desirable. Collectors recognize that coins from the 1980s that survive in any recognizable and well-preserved condition are increasingly rare. A 1981 two pence is a perfect example of how even a circulated coin can become a prized collector's item, commanding extraordinary prices in auctions. If you ever come across a 1981 Elizabeth II pence, even with minor scratches or surface wear, it is worth examining closely. Coins like this demonstrate that rarity, historical significance, and preservation often outweigh minor imperfections. What might seem like a simple circulated coin can actually be a hidden treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. Coins like the 1981 Elizabeth II pence remind us that numismatics is about more than just perfection. The history behind the coin, its scarcity, and the story it tells all contribute to its value. For collectors, enthusiasts, and investors, this coin represents a unique opportunity to own a piece of British heritage, and its remarkable auction value highlights why even circulated coins with scratches are highly prized in today's market.